This is Straight Up Tekken, episode 8, Small and Big Tekken. Now that we understand the RPS of Tekken, let's get into the parts of the game that you put on top. Actions in Tekken can be considered to be on a scale that goes from small to big, hence Small Tekken and Big Tekken. Small Tekken moves are generally poke and quick moves with small rewards that allow you to keep your turn on block or fast frame traps. Some characters have downfall ones that are -6, the theory of which will be covered. Next, we have Big Tekken, which is much more loosely defined. Big Tekken is often considered to be moves that are 15 frames or more, or moves that give big reward on success. This also includes moves that are punishable, but would otherwise be considered small Tekken, such as Fang Back 1. You could also argue that medium Tekken exists, for example moves such as Shaheen 404 that fall into a midpoint of being 15 frames, but -2 on block. But for now, let us stick to the terms of big and small Tekken. The goal of small Tekken is to control the opponent while safely gathering information. In this way, you could consider it a sword and shield. Conversely, big Tekken is the explosive you use after you fought your way through an army to destroy a structure. By using one jab, down forward 1, and our other pokes that allow us to continuously keep our turn and set up ambiguous situations, we can force the opponent to respond to our decisions. When our opponent responds and we punish them, for example with a launch after sidestepping, and we continue to pile on punishments for interacting badly with our small Tekken, our opponent would eventually have to give us respect or else risk dying, and this is where our big Tekken comes in. Using Shaheen as our example as usual, doing down forward 1 in the sidestep, causing our opponent to respond with a linear move, which we then launch with down forward 2. If we establish our opponent's need to respect our mix-ups and options, we can now use slower and higher reward options to further set them up to make costly mistakes. In the case of Shaheen, we have a big move in the form of back 1 that is 19 frames and 0-1 block, and there's a heat engager that puts us in crouch. With our opponent's respect, we can use back 1 and while running 2, which is a slow running move that is +5 on block to punish them for showing respect, and then progress further into doing our slide mix-ups and more. Learn to keep a good balance between our uses of both styles is essential, and you must become confident enough in your small Tekken to not feel the need to rush into your big option. If you have trouble with opponents who press or who panic, try this sequence and see what it does for you. One jab and the sidestep block. Using this as an opener gives you information on how the opponent would like to proceed. No response, one jab in the down forward 1, sidestep. Response given, set them up to be punished. While this is a very common sequence, its use cannot be overstated. Create your own sequences and preferred methods for getting the opponent to open themselves up, and you will find that the tried and true ones have commonality with one another that will ensure they remain useful. With that said, that's it for this one. Catch you later or not.